Hey Scruffy, how you doing? You ran away from me today, so I'm not terribly enthusiastic about feeding you. Wow, he used Scratcher. It's progress. So I had to come out here earlier today to uh, get around the yard. He was under the big round table back there, and I didn't have to actually walk to the table, but I needed to go around that corner. And I was coming from the other side of the deck, so he saw me. He was scared. I walked very, very slowly, and then I didn't even get that close. I was still pretty far away, and then he just ran off the deck on the far side through the railing, and then hit under the deck. So he wants nothing to do with me until dinner. So I'm taking it personally. Okay, so get your food. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the table. Get your water. Close the door. And I'm gonna walk past you so I can change your water. Okay. So let's get your old water out. Let's get your new water in. Probably put too much water in there because he never drinks that much. Okay. So I'm gonna sit in the chair now. He's approaching, so I don't have the glove on yet though, so he's gonna have to. Oh, he meowed. Okay. So it was too fast for me. So how come he's not this friendly during the day? So it's the other side now. Ooh, he brushed against my leg. So let's see. Guess I didn't have a very productive day. So I just saw that knot again. I actually had my glove on it for a second there. So I got up kind of early. So I guess that's a good thing. I think I've mentioned the past few days the market's been, or maybe a week or so, the market's been kind of going crazy. Stock market. And I've also mentioned I've been starting to learn about options trading. So I've been trying to figure out if I can capitalize on any of these things. Ooh. You okay? I think he was getting mad there for some reason. Not sure why. So actually I had two different objectives. So one, just kind of standard investments. looking for buying opportunities, because yeah, when things go wacky, sometimes there are good opportunities. But then I'm also trying to look towards actual trading. I'm still mostly using the simulator paper trading stuff. Yeah, I still haven't learned everything, and I'm actually very surprised at how deep the topic is. So there's actually so much to learn. I'm actually thinking of paying quite a bit of money to take a formal course on it, just because it's risky enough if I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, he did a kind of a love bite thing there. If I don't know what I'm doing, I could lose a lot of money. And so, actually, one of my investment things where I was actually just trying to buy a stock, but for the hold for long term, I did a cash covered put, as they call it. So basically, I sell an option to buy it at a lower price, and I get paid to do that, which is pretty cool. And so if the price doesn't come down, then I get basically free money. And if the price does come down, I get to buy it at the price I want it, or I specified for the option. What I didn't fully anticipate was how crazy. So I did this right before the market went crazy, and so it went below my purchase price, but then it went way, way, way lower. And so, on paper, the option hasn't expired yet, so there's still time it could go back up. But if I knew how to manage positions more in a more advanced way, I might be able to mitigate some of the losses. But on paper, I'm losing quite a bit of money. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I still got to buy the stock at the lower price that I wanted it. It's just not nearly as low as I could have bought it. And so now I'm losing money on paper, at least until the stock comes back. But yeah, it hasn't actually expired. The option hasn't expired yet. But in theory, if I have to, if it gets exercised, then I technically have a loss. So I'm trying to figure out, what was I supposed to learn from this lesson? I'm not sure if I learned anything. So I think I'm. So yeah, I've been saying this. I think I'm probably need to pay money for formal training. So I know I could try to learn this on my own, but as I said, I'm surprised at how deep the topics are. And there's so much to learn that I feel like if I don't pay for a formal course that has already figured out exactly what needs to be taught, if I try to do it myself, I'll probably miss some important things or misunderstand some important things. But I'm not happy about shelling out money. They're not cheap. At least the ones I'm looking at, they're not cheap. So, but on the other hand, I'm also potentially going to make or lose a lot of money. So the class might be very cheap in comparison. Yeah, I'm feeling that knot of fur. So I'm trying to get under his chin there. So yeah, I'm kind of knocking that hard piece of fur right now that I've been noticing for the past few days. So unfortunately, when I brush him, he's always head down in the bowl, so I can't brush that section. But I think it's really tangled. I don't know if I could brush it, even if I could, if he'd let me. So yeah, you can kind of see that. Okay, well, we're about time here, Scruffy. Your tongue's sticking out. So despite you being kind of rude this afternoon, you're really friendly right now, so I appreciate that. Okay, so I think we're finishing up here. Okay, ready for some food? So tonight we got meaty pate with real chicken and tuna and kibble. So I start it with the brush floating upside down, so I can do this side first. So the weather was nice again. The sun actually came out today, so unlike the past 2 days, it was cloudy all day, but the sun was really strong, so it just pierced right through the clouds. Today, yeah, the clouds are gone. Temperature is probably about the same. I saw Scruffy out on the deck early this morning, sunbathing. And then he disappeared for a while, and then later, I think after lunch, he was under the table, and then I had to come out here, and he bolted. And I hadn't seen him since. Until dinner. Okay, I'm gonna switch brushes. So I'm still annoyed that he won't interact with me except at dinner here. And so I think it was a little over a week ago, that's when I had to come out here to fix the burst garden hose, and then I tried to give him a treat, and that's when he started hissing at me. And I hissed back, and then that continued on until dinner, and then I traumatized him. So he didn't like me doing the tail all the time. So there's a little bit of a tangle there that I caught. So. Okay, I'm going to flip the brush over. It's really not much of the brush. The other one pretty much did everything. So I'm just trying to get him used to me and try not to have him hiss at me as much. I don't know if it's actually been helping, because he still hisses a lot. But granted, the hissing is not as bad as a week ago. Okay, I'm done, Scruffy. You can unfold your ears. So this is a fresh can of cat food, so it hasn't been refrigerated. So it has kind of the oils in the can are still kind of liquid when I refrigerate it and they solidify. So I'm guessing it probably tastes a little better tonight when I get a new can. So I'm past halfway put in the box of cat food now, so probably need to start thinking about buying another box. Canned cat food, wet cat food. So I'm not sure if Target's gonna ever send me another coupon. Probably losing money on me. They made some of the money back on the bananas. I feel like they probably overpaid for those bananas. So I think it was last week. I ran out of bananas, and I decided to stop at the grocery. Or I needed to get some groceries, and bananas were like one of the big items on my list. And I opted for Target instead of a normal grocery store just because I took my bike, and it's a lot easier to go to Target and lock up a bike because they have bike routes there, whereas a lot of my grocery stores here don't. And then the grocery stores have been really busy, and the self-checkout aisles, even those are like busy. So I find Target's a little faster. But yeah, they charged me 29 cents per banana, which I think is actually a little high. And I ended up buying small. I like buying small bananas, just because trying to watch my calories, and small ones are probably better than bigger ones. So I tend to eat the whole banana in one shot, and sometimes I've tried to save one, but they break down really fast. So anyway, yeah, the batch that I bought, they're small, so I'm still paying the same amount for banana. Then I noticed when I got home, one of the peels had actually split open. I had that problem like a couple weeks ago with another banana. It's safe, usually. It just means it's overripe, but still, there's like, make sure, they say make sure it happened at home and not at the store or something like that. I don't know. Probably happened at the store. I just didn't notice. And then I noticed that, yeah, they're kind of bruised. And I noticed they're kind of bruised, at least some of the ones that I've gone through so far. Yeah, they're like bruised on the inside, like the center of the banana, they're kind of brown. So the outside is like fine. So the part you would think would actually be bruised is fine, but somehow somewhere in the core it's like kind of brown, like it's been bruised, and I don't know how that can happen. So yeah, these weren't the greatest bananas. Probably lesson is I should go to the grocery store next time for bananas. But Costco, or Target, yeah, they gave me a coupon, $5 off. I think it was $20 for stuff, pet stuff last time. So I was giving in the store. That's a good promotion, good deal. So I'll definitely go back for that. Don't know if they're going to send me another one. So it looks like it was directly mailed to me, so they're keeping track of what I buy. They sent me one before it was good for anything. This one was specifically for pet food, or pet supplies. So I think they tracked that I bought some catnip or something from them, and they said, "Oh, we got to get this guy back in the stores and running up that stuff." So you can send me another $5 off coupon. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Some rolling sriracha sauce. So Target might be a good place to buy that. So I'm surprised Costco doesn't have any. The one with the rooster. So I found out one of the far Costco that I went to the other day, they actually have Tabasco branded sriracha sauce. It's different. I actually like it, but it's different. It's not exactly like the same as the rooster one. Envoy? Forgot the name, but I've been using it in my vegetable soups because I water them down and try to lower the calories. But when I water them down, they need something, so I pour in a ton of sriracha sauce. Anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.